Hey, this is Tamago. Welcome back to Automation Nation. In the previous episode, we finished off the create chapter. So here is our more permanent create setup over here. So yeah, next up to create is going to be Immersive Engineering, where I think we will be getting some steel, which is critical for railroading. All right, so it says over here that it's going to just go over a basic Immersive Engineering tutorial. No problem. I would like to go through that. First thing it wants us to make is the engineer's manual, which have blueprints for all the multi-blocks, which is very helpful. Pretty simple. It's just some paper. So we get a book, and then we need a lever, like so. And then here is our engineer's manual. Next up is the engineer's hammer, which is used to form multi-blocks as well as configure inputs and make plates in the early game. Not sure we still need that though, because we already have the one from create. And there you go. There is our engineer's hammer. Next up is the coke oven. So we just need 27 of these coke bricks, which means we need some sandstone, some bricks, and some clay. We need 9 sets of this or 27. Therefore, we need 36 bricks. Okay. We're just going to smelt half a stack of clay because we have a bit of bricks all with us already. And for the sandstone, I think I'm just going to vein mine some sand underneath the ocean. All right, here comes the coke brick. Oh, we need the clay. All right, here comes the coke brick. I think we need a bit more. All right, there we go. 27 of them. And next up is, of course, the creosote oil, which is a byproduct of making coal coke. Creosote is useful for making treated wood planks, as well as a low efficiency fuel, it says. So I think I'm just going to be making it over here, because we're not going to use this place for create, I think, because all the rotational power is wired from back there. So I think it's safe for us to use this for immersive engineering related stuff. So I think we're just going to start over here. Not sure about alignment, but I guess it doesn't really matter to us right now. And I don't know if this has to be fully covered or not. Like fully filled, sorry. Let's see. Okay, it does have to be fully filled. Let's put a torch here. It's a bit dark. But as you can see, I just used the engineer's hammer to form the multi-block by right-clicking on it. And now we just have to wait for an eternity for our log to turn to coal coke to get the creosote. Okay, it's actually kind of nice. You can see the progress in the top left corner there. But yeah, this is going to take a while. Meanwhile, I'm just going to mine some more wood because we don't have any left. Again, I've just been piling them on this side over here because this is the only place where these things can grow. Not on the side of the plains. Okay, I'm back after a while. I had forgotten that it actually produces charcoal if you do it from wood. You only get coal coke if you put the charcoal in here. But anyway, we have our first bucket already of creosote, so let's grab that for the quest. And next up is, of course, to make the treated wood planks, which is useful in a lot of things, such as making those, well, I just call them early game backpacks, the storage crate. Yeah, it's just formed in the chest formation. So let's give it a go. Here is our treated wood. And look, I just read the Modpack author's mind. It is exactly the next thing they want us to make, the wooden storage crate, which we already have. But I guess we can make it again. All right, I've gone in and out of editing mode. And hopefully that should fix it. Okay, great. What an interesting bug. It seems to be the issue where I've already have the item when the quest unlocked and then got kind of soft locked at 100%. Don't know how to update it, but anyway, we're here now. All right, next up is the kiln bricks. So we need 8 of these, which means 4 sets of these, which means more sandstone. Basically what the quest was saying was that this allows us to create some alloys. All right, here is our 8 bricks, and then we can craft this quickly. So it goes like this, I think. There is our kiln bricks. And so similarly to before, we just place them in some fashion. In this case, a 2x2. Right click this. Right. Oh, there you go. And then it forms. I wonder if it's directional. I really wanted to face here, but I guess not. Are we? Oh, no. Okay, there you go. It forms. All right. Next up is to make some Constantan, which is a mix of copper and nickel. I don't think we've actually smelted some nickel before. But yeah, that is very useful in a bunch of electrical stuff because of its... Oh, what's that word? Oh, it's an excellent electrical resistor, it says over here. But yeah, over here we only have a bit of nickel, but hopefully that's enough to start. It doesn't seem to be very common. It can also be obtained by crushing iron or something instead of the immersive engineering machines. But yeah, for now we're going to put it through the crushing wheel because there is a higher chance for some duplicates. Or I guess there is some chance for some duplicates. Is the only option we have now. All right, after crushing it, we are going to wash it so we get even more. Okay, so we got some of these processed, some of these nickel and some more copper because I think I'm almost out of it. So let's craft them into ingots like so, as well as the copper ingots as well. All right, so the quest wants 10 ingots, but let's just make 2 sets, which I think is 16. I have no idea. I guess we just try to put 8 in here and see how much one piece of coal takes us. It might not take us all the way because it might take forever. Okay, that looks like normal furnace speed, I think. We'll see how we go. And each of them gives 2, right? Supposedly. Yeah, very nice. All right, there you go. It indeed took the same time as a furnace. It does smelt 8 things. Okay. Next up is going to be making the Constantan plates. And as you can see, we can't use crate to do this. So it's going to be a 2-to-1 ratio, unfortunately, for now. So let's make the fewest possible that the quest wants. So it's going to be 10 because it's going to be a 2-to-1 ratio, like so. Oh, what did I do wrong? Does it have to be in the middle, really? I guess so. Yes, it does have to be. Okay, there you go. All right, next up is to make the engineer's crafting table, which is just an upgraded crafting table similar to the Tinker's Construct one, where it retains its inventory as well as has some inventory slots on the side. So to do this, we need a bit more treated wood, so we're going to have to craft a bit more with the creosote that we have. I think it was some slabs and some treated sticks, like so. And we have a crafting table in the middle. Do we have one? Oh, we do, yes. And I guess this is the one that we'll be carrying around from now on. There you go. Yeah, there you go. That's what it looks like. We have a bit of an inventory over here. And I'm assuming it falls when we break it. Yeah, okay. Next up is to make the wire cutters, which is used to make some wire. So pretty simple. We just need 2 sticks and a piece of iron, like so. Next up is to make some copper wire with the wire cutters. I think we have plenty of copper plates over here. So we do not need to use the one from Immersive Engineering. So we get 1-to-1 ratios. So it is 1-to-1 indeed. So we need 4 of these to get 4 wire. All right, so it wants us to make a couple of, I don't know what it's called. Let's see what it's called. This thing, wire coils. So we just wrap them along a stick, which is useful for, well, I think we can actually make wires using these. In the air, I mean, that type of thing. We'll see. Next up is the copper coil block, which we'll need to make our thermoelectric generator. It says we just wrap it around a piece of iron to make it, like so. Nice. And finally, here we go. We get to making some blast bricks so we can make some steel. Finally. So we need 27 of these similar to the coke bricks. So we need 9 sets of these. So we need some nether bricks, magma blocks, and actual bricks. Oh, I didn't know this recipe though. We can get some nether bricks by using a pickaxe on some nether bricks on the cutting board, which is very helpful. We have plenty over here. So if we just grab our pickaxe like this, whoop, then we'll be different tool. Wait, did it say a hammer? Oh no, it does say a stone pickaxe. Okay, I guess we have to put this in our offhand. Oh, wait, it is a right click. Okay, there you go. Right, very nice. I like that recipe. All right, I think I have all the ingredients now. We have some magma blocks from before. I found my nether chest is down here. Anyway, let's make the blast bricks like so. Oh, come on. I keep missing the bricks. Here they are. Let's make the blast bricks at depth number 2. There we go. Oh, we only need 9. We don't need 10 of them. Okay, there is our 27 blast brick. Let's just place it over here and see how we go. Just like the coke oven. Pretty sure it is probably filled, supposedly, if we're just following the pattern. Okay, here comes the engineer's hammer. And there you go. We get to make some steel, finally. Which is, of course, the next quest. All right, I guess we are just going to put some iron in here and AFK for the next eternity again. Yeah, I'm just using the charcoal that I had from this thing over here. I don't even know if this is enough because it burns so quickly as you see over here. Okay, a bit of AFKing later and we finally got our steel. It only wants 3, but I decided to make 8 because why not? Next up is a bit less functional and more decorative. We're going to make some metal bars which are used in some furniture. I guess that's why it wants us to make 3. I thought 3 was a weird number, but that makes sense now. And here it wants us to make a metal sliding door, which is one of the many things we can make. Let's take a look. Okay, so we do need another set of steel bars. Why does it have to be in the middle? Come on. Okay, metal bars, I mean. And it wants 2 iron doors, so let's just make that real quick, like so. And there are our 2 metal sliding doors. I'm assuming we need a button to open this. Oh no, we can open it just using our hands. I'm assuming there might be a bit of an animation if we use a button, maybe. Let's see. Okay, so there's a lever over here. Oh no, it doesn't have an animation. I wonder where it slides open though. It might be into the wall. I don't know. One issue I will note though before moving on is we need a way to store all this creosote oil. It's really backing up right now and I can't make more. think we need to start using some coal instead of charcoal, because this is not really, this is not lasting very long. So I think for now we're just going to be using this setup over here. Hopefully we won't need too much spout crafting, but we'll see if we need it. We'll just make a duplicate setup to the left of it. It's not too expensive. This jar only like stores 3 buckets, so it's definitely no bueno. We definitely need something like this. This stores 24 buckets. And I'm pretty sure we still have some additional tanks above there that we can add to increase the capacity. Alright, the next quest is a pretty big detour actually before our thermal generator. But yeah, it asks us to make one of these things, a small block breaker or a small tree cutter. I'm probably going to make the tree cutter. We might actually be using this. So we need a mechanical saw. That's okay. The metal bars are okay. The capacitor is still okay, I guess. The problem is this guy, the motor, which requires some aluminum, okay, a shaft, the copper coil block we had before, and a connector, which requires a copper rod, andesite alloy, and slime ball. To make a copper rod, you need a rolling mill, which is this. You see why it's too big of a rabbit hole? Yeah, so let's just start with the rolling mill, shall we? Alright, first things first is I think we need to make a bit more andesite alloy. We're almost out of it. Then we grab some shafts, an andesite casing, and I think that will allow us to make this rolling machine over here, which is like 10 levels deep. There you go. Okay, yeah, we need some iron plates as well. Alright, here comes the rolling machine over here. And it seems to me that the input is from the side, I think. So we probably can place it over here, perhaps. So we face it in this direction. Okay, let's see. It seems like we could probably stretch it from way over there. A bit inefficient, but I think that's gonna work out fine. All right, so we go from all the way over here. We stretch it through this segment of here, making sure that I can pass this section. I'll place torch there. It's a bit dark, and then we go over here. Oh, is it too long? Is that the problem? I suppose we can do something mildly inefficient by doing a vertical gearbox over there, and then doing a conveyor belt like this. Overstressed, but yeah, that should work. Okay, it seems to be working. And oh boy, is it running at 1000 SU. I don't know, these were working at pretty high stress units. But anyway, we make that by throwing in a copper ingot. Very nice. Should be pretty quick. Yeah, there you go. Next up, we have to combine it with the slime ball as well as some iron nuggets. We already have slime balls from last time around. I think it looks like this. I'm just going to stop guessing. Let's do it. Oh, it needs to be andesite alloys. Okay, there you go. There's a connector. Okay, next up is a motor. So we need some aluminum nuggets. And we have crushed a bit of bauxite before. So we're just gonna wash this. Okay, here comes the aluminum nuggets. So we just take a bit of it. And then we should be able to craft the motor like so. The rest of it shouldn't be too bad. So we need a capacitor, which needs 1 zinc sheet, 2 iron plates, and 1 copper sheet. Alright, here's our zinc ingot, which we need to smash into a plate. And with a redstone torch, we get our capacitor over here. Last but not least is the mechanical saw itself, which is very simple, just some iron plates and andesite casing. And what it's saying in the description of the quest is that this does not require any power necessarily, but it will be very slow otherwise. So I guess that's a fine trade-off. But there you go. There's our small tree cutter. Looks like that. And here we go. Here comes finally the time to make our thermoelectric generator. So we need to craft another copper coil block like this. And then we just combine it in this fashion, I think. There you go. Thermoelectric generator. Alright, next up is actually to put the generator to use. And to do this, we need a difference of temperatures. The best blocks for the hot sources would be the uranium block. And the best block for the cold sources would be blue ice. But at the moment, we don't really have any method to get ice. So we're going to be just using water. We have a bit of uranium ore over here, 14. So that's enough for at least 1 block. We'll see if that's enough for 2. But we'll just put this through the crusher to get as many as we can. Alright, we got the uranium nuggets here. And it seems that, oh boy, that led to a lot of ingots. Good that we have this processing stuff set up already. Okay, so we're going to craft 2 of them. Well, I mean, I guess we only need 1, but we'll see why it's nice to have 2. So I think we're just going to do stuff down here. So if we just place this, let's say over here, and then we mine out the 4 blocks around it. What we can do is we can place 2 of the heat sources to the top or something, and the other 2 to the other ends. I cannot speak. You know what I mean. Something like this. And this would really only generate power, as it says, when you put the thing on top of it to extract from it. The wire connector. And it's also mentioning here that if you want to split power, you do need to use a wire relay because this can only handle one connection at a time. But it's nice and simple, just some copper and terracotta, which is melted clay. All right, here comes our first set of wire connectors, like so. Very nice. Last but not least is to make the LV capacitor as this task asks us to. So this will store our energy that we generate. We need to process a bit of lead though for that. Also, you might notice me place the lighting in the ceiling, just like I did in the Legend of the Eyes series. It makes it nice and clean over down here. I really like it. All right, I think we got all the pieces to make the LV capacitor. There you go. And I think we need to make a bit more wire for ourselves because we used them for the other crafting recipes. So yeah, here is our LV wire coil. Now if we just place it, let's say over here, we're able to connect this with the LV wire connectors. And then the top is already configured to input, I believe. Yeah, so that is what blue means. And I think orange means output. I think it says we use the engineer's hammer to configure it. There you go, as you can see. And yeah, there you go. There's some energy coming in. And that's basically the end of the basic tutorial. Very nice. And that unlocks all of the other quest clusters in this chapter. All right, since we still have some time left in the video, I think I want to do one quest cluster before finishing off. Namely this one over here with conveyor belts. This is telling us how we could place it down and how we can rotate it as well as change its slope. So yeah, conveyor belts are just made with leather, iron, and redstone. I want to do this quest cluster because I believe it will lead us to the machines from Immersive Engineering that will give us better rates for plates and wires. But yeah, those are the markers on the ground that tell us which direction we're placing things in. We can rotate it 90 degrees with the hammer and we can shift right click to change its slope like so. Alright, next up is to make a redstone variant of the conveyor belt, which will allow us to control the flow based on redstone signals, which can be helpful for some automation. Next up is a dropping conveyor belt, which will drop stuff into an inventory below, just like a hopper. It is made with an iron trapdoor, like this. Next up is a vertical conveyor belt. It seems that we are going through every single variant of conveyor belts, but it's made with some iron in this fashion, like so. Next up is the splitting conveyor belt, which will split items evenly in two different directions. So pretty helpful for distributing items between two different machines and whatnot. And lastly, inside of this quest cluster, we have the extracting conveyor belt, which will allow us to pull stuff out of inventories, specifically from immersive engineering machines. And it says that we do not need any of this. If we were just trying to put stuff into chests from the belt, just put it at the end of the belt. But yeah, slightly more complicated. We have a curtain over here, which is made with some rods, some tough fabric, which is made, okay, that's not too bad, with some industrial hemp fiber. And then what's the tricky part? Okay, we have an iron mechanical component where we need an engineer's workbench. Okay, so we got to craft that. All right, here comes the iron rods and then the curtains like so. And to make the engineer's workbench, we do need the engineer's crafting table, treated wood fence, some slabs, and an iron ingot. All right, I got a little bit more treated wood on me. Gosh, I'm having trouble speaking today, am I? So we can make the thing now. If we have the slabs, there they are. Okay. And this is also part of another quest, which is convenient because that's a nice segue into a new quest cluster. All right, there it is, Engineer's Workbench. As you can see, it is a quest indeed. And yeah, this is just talking about how it can craft specialized things, which we need a blueprint for that. And it says here it wants us to make the crafting components blueprint. Okay, so it's iron ingot, aluminum, and copper, and a bunch of blue dye. All right, here comes the engineer's blueprint. Oh, I forgot some paper, of course. You can't make blueprints without paper. Okay, we try that again. All right, there you go. There is the engineer's blueprint. And oh, would you look at that? That is exactly the thing we need to complete that quest. Some iron mechanical components and as well as steel ones. And this is just saying that it is a common component, in particular for the engineering blocks, which is used all over the place. I've also been making some steel over here, so hopefully we have enough. Let's take a look. Okay, so we just put stuff in here. What do we need? Ah, we also need a copper ingot, similar for the steel one. Oh, and they also want plates. Okay, I see. It's unfortunately just going to be quite inefficient to start with this, right? Oh, it has to be in the middle. Keep forgetting. No. Wait, how do you do this again? Okay, iron plates are just not a thing. I guess you're just supposed to use the great ones, I think. All right, let's see. So 2 of these iron sheets, and then we just throw them in here. Ah, there you go. There is our iron mechanical component. Wow, it only makes one of them, so that's actually a bit costly. And let's see, does it take some steel? No, it doesn't. Okay, so I think we can only make these mechanical components for now. That's okay. That should do the task for now. And importantly, it will allow us to do the extracting conveyor belt quest, completing that line. Very nice. Bloop. There's our certificate. Okay, I'm not sure which one will lead to the metal press. It might be this one or it might be this one, because this is saying that we need 54 steel ingots to make 27 steel plates, implying that we are not using the metal press to do that. Yeah, we might give this a try first then. Hopefully this will lead us to that. We do currently have indeed enough steel, as I have been making plenty of them while waiting when I'm editing. How many do they want actually? 27. Okay, let's try to make exactly that so we don't waste steel. 24, 25, 26, 27. There you go. Oh no, I think I guessed incorrectly. Well, I guess we are gonna be making the improved blast furnace for now. So we're just placing those 27 steel plates with the blast brick we already have. So we're just gonna disassemble this for now. Combine that with a 27. And then we just need a hopper. Not too bad. Just like that. Okay, and that's the quest completed. And now over here, I'm gonna open up the ceiling a bit because we do need the hopper at the top like this. Oh yeah, we might even need a bit more. We'll see. Whack it with a hammer. And there it is. Yeah, we definitely need a bit more space up here. Okay, the next step in that quest line is to make these blast furnace preheaters, which will speed up the process of making steel, finally, which requires some blast furnace from us, 2 of them. Oh, I think we need another furnace actually. And then we can shift right click this. There you go. And then we can craft this guy with some iron sheet metal. All right, here comes the sheet metal. And then we can craft our preheaters like so. There you go. And there you go. There is the final challenge to produce 1000 slag and 500 steel ingots. Goodness me. Okay. We had about a stack before, but hopefully it'll be much easier now that we have these preheaters. And I think it's in this direction that they come in. And the power comes in from the top over there. Yeah, we do need to power it. And fortunately, we have this thing set up over here conveniently. We might add another thermoelectric generator over here if we need some more energy. Probably will in the very near future. But yeah, let's place this up here like so. And we also have to be careful because these wires are not insulated. So it does hurt. I can demonstrate. There you go. Okay. You cannot attach this wire. Is it blocking the way? Maybe. You cannot attach a wire to the same point. Ah, so do we need the relays? We probably do. Okay, so that's actually a bit simpler. And yeah, we definitely need to craft more of these LV connectors anyway. All right, I think the way we do this is we can set, let's say, this side as an output. And then we can connect the wire connector over here. Let's say the relay. You know what? Let's make it way up in the ceiling. So I can certainly reach it. Like so. And then we just connect this wire up to here. This goes to here. And this goes to here. Ta-da! And, oh, I don't think I correctly configured that. That should be output. And now here we go. Here's some energy coming into that. Very nice. And yeah, this is just saying that steel would come out of the front and then slag from the back. And I guess the iron from the top. Although for now, I think we won't be producing that much. So it is just completely fine to just throw the iron directly to the top. Let's make another one of these extracting belts so we can get that stuff out of there. And 2 chests to store the slag and steel. Okay, so I think if we point this outwards like this into a chest and then back over here also into a chest. I don't know if this would work. No. Okay, well, unfortunately, it's going to have to sit on top of the water. But it will do for now. Okay, I cannot seem to place it in the right direction. But fret not, we have the engineer's hammer. There you go. And this goes here. And you know what? Let's just put a chest up here. I think it should work. I think we just put that over here. Put some of our iron over here. Oh boy. It seems that we need yet another hopper on top of this. Or actually, let's not make another chest. We'll just put it directly inside of the hopper. Because we don't have too many right now. Okay, let's try that again. Hopefully this will finally work. All right, here we go. All right, it's coming in over here. And if we throw our block of coal coke over here, we should get stuff done more quickly. And hopefully this will use our fuel more efficiently. Seems like so. So I guess that was worth it. I don't know. It'll make things much quicker from now on. And there you go. There is our steel over here and our slag on the back. Very nice. Okay, I don't think we are going to get our metal press now because, yeah, it seems to be further away than I thought it was because we do actually need these steel mechanical components. It is quite an advanced thing requiring some advanced engineering blocks, I think. Or heavy, sorry, not advanced. Yep, which is some steel, as you can see over here. Which is even more steel over here as well with the sheet metal. So yeah, let's just make a tank for now because we are full on creosote over here, 40 buckets of it. So yeah, this is not going to last. And I think we need some fences over here. I think we have one left over or something, a couple here. And we need a bunch of sheet metal because the tank in Immersive Engineering is indeed a structure, which requires 34 iron sheet metal, which is 9 sets of these, which means 36 iron sheets. All right, here comes all the sheet metal. I guess I could have used this leftover, but whatever. So it is 5 blocks tall, pretty high. We're going to have to destroy the ceiling once again. And then we just do it in this pattern, I think. So I have 1 sheet metal over there. We have walls surrounding over here. Let's place a torch down here so we don't have to deal with anything. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, here we close it off over here. And this should be able to handle way more fluids. I think we just smack with the hammer. Let's say over here. No? What am I missing? Okay, it seems that I have not formed a multi-block properly. Okay, that's what I have to hit. That thing. And then now I can fill it up with creosote. Okay, very nice. Does this have a GUI? I'm not sure. Okay, we can definitely grab stuff from there. No, it doesn't seem to have a GUI. Okay, very nice. And now I just extract all of this from this tank slowly but surely into this one. And this can hold up to 500 something buckets, so much, much bigger. Actually, for now, I can just leave all that stuff over there. And whenever I need creosote, I'll just take it out slowly from there. So we just don't waste time doing this. Very nice. So I think that would conclude today's video because we are basically out of time. We made a pretty good dent into Immersive Engineering today, getting steel and all these machines behind me. Next time we'll just be continuing on the quest clusters and we'll see how far we go. Excited to finally be able to do railroading sooner or later once we get a pretty good production of steel. But yeah, hope you enjoyed today's video. Have a good rest of your day and as always, God bless.